Gordon steals the show. "How many times must it be said," hissed Gordon angrily to Henry one day. "Tender engines just don't shunt. Engines with as high positions as us know better than to venture down dirty sidings for the sake of fetching our trains. Mark my words, Henry." Despite being good friends with Gordon, Henry was beginning to get rather fed up of him shoving his mentality where and wherever he thought suitable. "Not all tender engines hate shunting," he argued. "Considering I mix traffic, I don't really mind it at all nowadays. It has its positives, I suppose." "Like what?" Gordon dissented. "Well, shunting is a sign of maturity," said Henry wisely. "If you can shunt your own trains, it shows good responsibility." "Pooh!" grunted Gordon in disagreement. "Don't lecture me about responsibility." Then the fat controller came down to the sheds to see Henry. "Tomorrow there will be a good charter special service, and you're to pull it, Henry. Some of the NWR News cameramen will be there as well, so you'll have to be given a good wash for the occasion. Won't want to be looking smutty for the camera now, would we?" "That will be lovely," smiled Henry. "What about me?" asked Gordon. Sorry, Gordon, they've no plans for you just yet. Cheerio now." "Humph!" came a very annoyed Gordon. "What are these daft people missing out on? They'll take it even further and place you on the front cover, I imagine." "I wouldn't mind," said Henry modestly. "It's only a book after all." "A book that promotes the railway, don't you forget." "Oh, whatever," groaned Henry. "I've got a train to pull. Go and sulk somewhere else." Gordon watched Henry leave. "I'm long due some time in the spotlight," muttered Gordon. "I'll show them." The next day, Henry had been washed and cleaned and went to fetch his train. The camera crew arrived. "You get your train ready and we'll get some shots. Don't mind us." As he was doing that, Gordon bustled in with some coaches. He eyed Henry suspiciously. "Phew," he sniffed. "What do they think they're achieving by snubbing Sodor's flagship locomotive? I won't stand for it." Gordon's longing for spotlight came sooner than he expected. Tim," called his fireman, who was new to the job, "could you show me how to work this water crane again? Coming." As his driver jumped down, he forgot to screw Gordon's handbrake on. "All those wasted photos," Gordon commented, "when they'll only end up picking—" Suddenly, Gordon felt himself move forward. "What the devil? Supposed to be going now?" "Oh no!" cried his driver. Both he and the fireman ran towards him frantically. Gordon was horrified. "Help!" he shouted. The turntable was up ahead and it was pointing in the opposite direction. The camera crowd watched. One of them scrambled over to Gordon's cab and screwed the handbrake on hard. Just in time. "Phew," the cameraman remarked. "You're lucky I was a driver on the LNER in the old days, otherwise you'd have ended up in that turntable for being first and all." Gordon breathed a sigh of relief. His driver and fireman came running. "Thank you so much," his driver said. "It was my fault," said the fireman. "I shouldn't have distracted Tim here." "It's all right, fellas," laughed the cameraman. "Accidents happen now and again, don't they?" Henry had seen everything, but decided, for Gordon's sake, to reserve his thoughts on the matter until later. When Gordon got home that evening, James and Henry were waiting for him. "Well," remarked Henry, "you wanted some attention, didn't you?" "That wasn't quite how I meant it. Did you see the looks of some of those cameramen? I made such a laughing stock of myself." "Don't worry too much," sympathised James. "Today's gossip is tomorrow's fish and chips, me driver once said. So people will be eating my near calamity up for their supper, that's what you're saying." "It could very well be," smiled Henry. "I suppose it can't be that bad then," Gordon said reflectively. But a few days later, the autumn issue of Northwestern News was released. Drivers read it to their engines, and on the 20th page, under the title "Near Miss," was Gordon's escapade. As the other engines met Gordon, they would tease him lightly. "Trying to follow in my tracks, were you, Gordon?" "That's the spirit," laughed Oliver. "Anyone would think he wanted a repeating of the ditch incident," said Thomas. The engines knew it hadn't really been Gordon's fault, but still found humour in it all the same. Gordon didn't. He tries to stay out of the spotlight now.